Sesaat lagi Anda akan menyaksikan Asia Forward in association with
Minister, currently there are only 13 countries that recognize Taiwan as a sovereign country. Even the US only recognized Beijing as the only legal government of China. So what is Taiwan doing to strengthen its relationship with other countries in the region?
Well, this is a very good question. We have 13 diplomatic allies recognizing Taiwan, but we are also having very practical, very good economic, political, even security relations with most of the countries in the world. For example, we issue Taiwan passport. And with the Taiwan passport, we are able to go to Indonesia. We are able to go to other countries in Southeast Asia. We can travel freely, visa-free in the United States, in Canada, and EU countries. So this is a de facto recognition that Taiwan is an entity they want to have association with. And because we are able to establish our representative offices throughout the world to represent the Taiwanese government, these are all recognized by those countries who will accept Taiwan's representative office to deal with Taiwan in a semi-official way. If you look at the U.S. institution here in Taiwan, AIT, the Taiwan American Institute in Taiwan, when you look at it, it looks like an embassy. It functions like an embassy. And in essence, it's American Embassy working in Taiwan, except that the name of it is American Institute in Taiwan. And if you look at our institute in Washington, is Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office. It looks like an embassy, and it functions like an embassy. And therefore, the two countries are able to deal with each other based on this non-diplomatic but very good, very substantive relations. And this is the model that we have with all other countries. And we are able to work with the US government, Canadian government, UK government, French government, and etc. We are even able to work with the EU, with NATO, with Australia and Japan. So lack of diplomatic recognition does not stop Taiwan or other countries to link up and cooperate with each other. So that is not anything that we should worry that much about. And for other countries, they look at the value of Taiwan, strategic location, and also the economic strength because of the semiconductor industry, and also Taiwan as a democracy. We are gaining more support from fellow democracies throughout the world. So this is something that is very important, and we'll continue to safeguard our diplomatic allies at the same time, trying to expand our relations with fellow democracies. And we have full intention to work together with the Indonesian government as well.
So the Jokowi government has very close relations with China. Under this circumstances, how can Taiwan maintain friendly relations with Indonesia, especially the current government?
Well, there are so many ways that we can work with each other. For example, we have migrant workers from Indonesia working in Taiwan, and they're here in Taiwan very happily. And we also accept the Indonesian students to apply for scholarships to come to Taiwan, and they are business people in between the two sides, working very closely with each other. And we are open to the Indonesian businesses, and at the same time, Indonesia is also open for Taiwan businesses. And as I said, you have an office over here, and we have an office in Jakarta, and it's not only in Jakarta, but also in the other areas of Indonesia. And these will provide very good foundations for the two sides to continue to work with each other. And I always cite something, a poem by a German pastor, to show that there's a need for fellow democracies, for good friends, to look out for each other before authoritarianism started trampling upon all of us. First, they came for the communists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak up because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I did not speak up because I wasn't a trade unionist. And then they came for the Catholics, and I did not speak up because I was a Protestant. Then they came for me. By that time, no one was left to speak up. And I think this shows the sentiments among many countries in the world. Look at what China is doing to Taiwan, and now what they are doing to the Philippines. So if Taiwan is lost to the PRC, and then the Philippines is lost to the PRC, I don't think Indonesia is going to be that far away. So I would like to remind our Indonesian friends, for democracies to work together is very essential for us to survive.
So how can Taiwan and Indonesia enhance relations without establishing diplomatic relations?
We can do it just like the way we work with the United States, Canada, or other European countries. Based upon our very good trade and economic relations, we should think about other ways. For example, scientific and technological cooperation. We should allow the NGOs or even government officials between the two sides to hammer out a cooperation package. And education cooperation is also very important, and we should allow the education officials in between the two sides to hammer out an MOU to support each other's education. And if you think that the economy or economic cooperation in between Taiwan and Indonesia is so important, we should allow senior officials in between the two countries to work out an economic cooperation agreement with each other. So there's a lot of things we can think about, and trust me, Taiwan government is always open.
Thank you so much for your time, Minister Wu. Thank you so much for this exclusive interview on CNN Indonesia.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you.
Terima kasih, Anda baru saja menyaksikan Asia Forward in association with